Okay, so today is Spirit Day. Spirit Day, I'm not sure who officially made it, but basically it's a day where we are just kind of honoring, thinking about the 6 guys who committed suicide because they were harassed for being gay. So basically, to remember them and think about them and honor them, you were to wear purple. So I wore a lot of purple shoelaces, shirt. My friends colored on me because I let them. They wrote stuff on me. And I wanted purple hair dye, but Beautyland sucks and they didn't sell any. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to talk about the, harassment and, like, the tolerance level of gays, really, at most schools, public places, etc., just pretty much anywhere. And just kind of like my thoughts and feelings on that. What I think was that in our society, I think that we could all be a little bit more accepting of homosexuals. I think, well, I mean, I guess it doesn't seem as good because I'm not straight. So people are like, oh, well, she's just saying that because she's not straight. But I really think that it's something that everyone needs to realize is that there's nothing different about it. And it's really the same thing as being straight. It's just who you love. And there's really no problem with that because love really isn't based on gender. It's based on personality and who you want to be with. And if that person makes you happy, if you happen to be a girl, and that person that makes you happy is a girl, then it doesn't matter if she's a girl. It matters that she makes you happy or he makes a guy happy or whatever. And it really does bother me how people think that that's so wrong, because it's really not. And I think we live in a society where we should be able to accept these types of things because we're like always progressing and evolving as human beings. I most definitely have been approached on a lot of occasions about this. I came out last year as bisexual in November, to myself at least, and I was kind of forced out to the public by just like gossip. I think would probably be a little monster, because I told a couple people, they told a couple people, they told a lot of people, and that was like my 8th grade year was basically consisted of me being asked, are you bi? Oh, that's weird. You are going to hell because of this. And I thought that was, it's just like it wasn't fair because it's a sexual attraction. And I think at one point everybody has a phase where they're kind of like go through that and thinking about that. So it's like you really have no room to talk. There's some people who don't, but I think pretty much everybody has that time where they kind of think, oh, am I attracted to the same gender as me? And I think a few months ago, around like September, a month or so, September, the beginning of October, end of September, was really when I, so pretty recently, came out as lesbian, which I think not a lot of people know yet, or really care, because since I'm in a high school now, like 9th grade, there are just so many more people, and they're all upperclassmen, so no one really cares about stupid freshmen. So, hi kids. So it hasn't been as bad, but I most definitely do still get approached about these things. And even this morning, on this day where we're honoring these people who committed suicide because of the harassment that they had to go through for being gay, this one guy says to a girl in my class who was wearing purple, I'm not sure if she was wearing purple because she jumped on bandwagons or if she actually cared, but, she was wearing purple, and he says gay people should go rot in hell. And, and I came up to him, I approached him about it, and I told him, that you shouldn't be saying that, especially on today of all days, because it's a day when we're, honoring a few, even just a few, or really all gays that have committed suicide because of this. And, I told him that, and he's like, he used some pretty bad language, so I'm not going to repeat that here, but I just thought that it was stupid. And I mean, it's like if we lived in a totally gay society, which, by the way, I've been told that that's not possible, but with today's technology, we're in a technology era, and it is possible for us to have a totally gay society and still go on having children and making babies and stuff, because there is, I mean, you could just get a semen donor. I could have a child if I want to without having sex. I can go get a semen donor, and then I can have a kid without actually having sex. It's, or surrogate. I mean, there's a lot of scientific options where I can go have a child and not have to be with a man to have a child. And I was just kind of thinking, well, if this was a totally gay community, or even just the world, everyone in the world is gay, and there are only a few straight people, it wouldn't, is it okay for us to be saying, oh, straight people, ew, that's gross, that's wrong? Because it's not, and, you know, maybe if the world was like that, that's what it'd be like, but I don't think so. And I think, really, that it's a problem. It's escalated because more and more people are really coming to terms with gay, bisexual, queer, transgender, cross-dressing, just all of these things, and more people are, because we have such a, how do I say, I guess it's just because we have so much more freedom. There's so many more things that we can do, and it's just more of a free thinking type of society that we live in. So more people are able to come out and say that, or at least come to terms with themselves and their friends, that they're not straight, that they like the same sex, or that they're not, that they feel that they're not the gender that they were born as. And I think that it's not fair that people make such a big deal out of it. I think it's not fair that people feel that it's okay for them to harass people about it, because I've gone through it, and it's not fun. And I would never wish that on somebody else. I would never wish for somebody to feel what I felt my 8th grade year. I felt like nobody cared. I stopped eating as much. Or in fact, I stopped eating as much, but then I started eating, and I started eating, and I could not stop eating, and I gained 15 pounds. That's pretty much gone now, because I'm a lot more healthier. I felt like I wanted to hole up in my room and just die there and not come out, because I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to be around people. I lost quite a few friends, but I found that now that I'm out, I'm much more comfortable with myself. I'm much more outgoing. I'm much more friendly. I'm much more mature. And I found that I have so many more friends than I did before. And there are people who accept me for who I am, and they don't care. And they would most definitely stand up for me and who I am as much as I would for them, which is a lot, because I care deeply about my friends. I know they care deeply about me, no matter my sexual orientation. And I think, and I mean, I'm a lot more healthy now. I definitely eat more than I used to. I am a lot more happy. I don't have the problems I did last year, because people don't make such a big deal out of it, but I do still get approached and been told that, you know, it's not right, and this, and I try just to not think about that, because I know it's not true. But it's just like there's so many, it's like you hear it enough times and you get so upset by it. And I think that this is really what those people who go out and they commit suicide because of these things, because it's just like you hear it so many times and you feel like this is what it's going to be like my whole life. This is how my life is going to be, and if this is how my life is going to be, then it's not worth living anymore. And it's something that really makes me sad. It's something that really makes me feel like the world we live in is just like not very good. So I most definitely think that people should think more about what they say and put yourself in their shoes and think, how would I feel if people every day constantly pestered me, told me that I was wrong, told me that how I felt was not the correct way to feel. And it really does hurt a lot. And I feel like people should really think a lot more about these things, because I think what it takes to make it stop is if somebody at your school has to go out and kill themselves because of these things, for people to really come to terms with what they're doing and the impact that it has on that person. And I think that that's just not good, and that the society that we live in, we should be able to handle these types of things. So I guess that's pretty much what I had to say. And I really do. I mean, like, we should really honor those who committed suicide in the past months, the past weeks, the past months, the past years. We should think about that, and we should try our best to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. Because it's not fair to them. They could have grown up, and they could have had a happy life, but because of the society we live in, they couldn't do that. And nobody has the right to play God. So, it's just, think about it, I guess, is really what I'm trying to say. Bye.